Hi guys, today we are working with the foam roller in a couple of different ways. For this first one, we're going to be working with it lengthwise. Now, in a perfect world, your foam roller is, about to your shoulder, a little longer. Ideally, you've got like a 36-inch, relatively firm foam roller that you're working with. If you don't have a foam roller, you can do these exercises on the mat. What the foam roller gives us is a little additional release and alignment down through the spine. It is an unstable roly-poly surface, so it challenges our balance. Of course, that means be smart, be safe. If it's not comfortable, again, carefully lower yourself down to the floor, do the exercises on the floor. I'm gonna use this in a lengthwise way, so we're really working the spinal chain, okay? Let's get started. Obviously, be careful getting on and off the foam roller. I'm going to put it about mid in my mat. I make sure I've got a good amount of space to either side of me. And I'm going to lie down. Now, even if you're tall, you just need to make sure there's a little bit of skull and a little bit of tail on the foam so that the whole chain is supported. And just stay and breathe for a minute. I know, I usually talk really fast. And we do a lot of stuff, and we will. But when you first get on the foam roller lengthwise, what you're trying to let happen is the weight of the body stretch over the length of the spine, releasing those tight little spaces in between the vertebra, that which gets compressed from standing or sitting or slouching or jumping or a million other things. This also lets me find my balance and find my breath. Now, my feet are relatively hip distance. Your feet can be wider. You might feel safer if they're wider. Listen to what you feel, okay? My arms are gentle right now. And in fact, I'm gonna start by mobilizing my arms. So I'm gonna keep my feet and hips stable, my shoulders placed, and I'm gonna reach my hands up. Notice I'm gonna keep my arms straight as I inhale, shrug up, reaching the shoulder blades away from each other, and exhale, wrap back. So as I go through this isolation, I'm retracting the shoulders to wrap them around the foam, protracting to reach the fingers up. What I'm not doing is also elevating or rotating up and down. So it's a gentle up and down movement. There's some change in my thoracic spine, but really not that much, right? I'm trying to find my scapula. And while I do that, I keep finding space in my neck. 2 more. And 1. Now I'm gonna pick a spot in between. So I'm neither protracted nor retracted. I'm right in the middle, almost in neutral, right? Palms are gonna face forward. I'm going to bend my elbows. Now for some of us, here is where we stop. I'm going to bring mine down. Oh, it's a big stretch across the chest. Exhale, hands go up. Inhale, bend. Exhale, lift. And again, I'm trying not to do too much movement in terms of where the humerus, the upper bone of the arm, lines up with my shoulder on one end and my wrist on the other. So I'm really trying to keep a nice straight line across the chest to the elbow. And I'm only going as far as that's comfortable. And you can probably see one arm goes a little further than the other. One arm has a lot more junk in it than the other. 2 more. It's a nice stretch. Big chest opener, right? Now you find the spot you're comfortable. You might recognize this from standing arms, right? I'm just gonna rotate. Notice I'm not in my deepest point. My body does not acknowledge my deepest point of extension, like down here, as a place I can rotate from. So when I rotate here, I get range of motion without pain, without clicking, and without grabbing. You find your place for your range of motion, okay? 1 more. Cool, my hands are gonna come up. My palms face forward unless it's more comfortable for your hands to face each other. I'm going to reach one arm overhead, one arm down. Big stretch. Exhale, return. Notice my arms pass by right above my chest. So I'm still moving in a controlled manner using my breath. Now, if your arm only goes here and that's comfortable, that's fine, right? you're doing the distance you can handle. Notice my elbows aren't bending, my arms aren't going crazy wide, my back isn't crazy arching, right? So this is an appropriate range for me. As I do this, I'm still working my pelvic and torso stabilizers, and I'm active in my core. One more set. Good. I was halfway through a set when I said it, so I have one more. And up. Good. I'm going to make my palms face each other. Now, you could totally just flap away. I'm going to actively work. Do you see how much energy I put into my arms? So I am pretending, that I am pressing against pounds of pressure like big fat pillows. I'm pressing against them with my outer arm. I'm pressing against them with my inner arm. Do you notice how my core engaged? So I'm not here, right? I'm not flapping. I'm pressing. I'm consciously activating my musculature. And 3, which is a trick we all should learn, right? 2, we shouldn't need tons of weight to make work happen. 1, beautiful. Now, you listen to your body. I'm going to do one arm at a time. I'm going to reach my hand to the sky, stretch, big circle. Now, if your circle makes your pelvis move, you've locked your shoulder and gone too far. If your circle makes your shoulder click, your circle's too big, okay? So you do the circle, even if it's this, that challenges your stability, but gets a good range of motion for you in your joint. Switch. Notice my palm faces the sky every time it goes to the side. I rotate it because my shoulder joint is a ball and socket, so it's got to rotate in there. I can't just lock it in place. Otherwise, I would start getting some really nasty stuff in my shoulder. One more. Great, I'm going to lower that arm down. Opposite arm comes up. Good, I'm going to start overhead. Big stretch. And up. And stretch. And up. Now you can see I put myself a little close to the wall. So I'm curling my fingers a little just to make sure that I don't hit that wall. But if you can, you're keeping yours extended. Again, your range of motion. You see this is a little harder on this side. I got to work for it. Good, I'm going to switch the direction. Lower, out, around. And again, notice my hand faces a different direction, right? As I go to the side, my palm faces the sky. Then it rotates overhead or it stays forward, whatever your shoulder's comfortable with right now. 2. One more. Great, so that warms up our arms a little bit, right? Let's warm up into the leg. I'm going to stabilize my left, press my arms down, right knee comes up. Oh, it's toe taps, isn't it? Inhale to tap, exhale to lift. Notice I'm working to work through my arms to help stabilize. Tiny shakes happen here. That's okay. What you don't want is big movements and falling over. So I'm working through my inner thigh and my foot on my stable leg. I'm working across my pelvis and through my torso. 2 more, and I'm really trying to keep my spine long on this foam roller. 1 more. Good, if that's enough, keep it. Otherwise, point and lift. Woo, so much harder. 3, 2. Again, you're tapping if you need to. 1. Good, I'm going to put my foot down. Notice my range was less than I was on the mat in mat work, right? I'm going to bring my left knee up, abs in, stable. Inhale, tap, exhale, lift. Inhale, tap, exhale, lift. I'm working through my center. I'm activating through my glute, inner thigh, and foot. And 3. Good. 2. If the chin starts going up, you've got too much tension. 1 more, and you need more center. Good. On the next one, leg up. If you can, you straighten the leg. If not, you keep it bent. Inhale, lower, exhale, lift. And it's a less range of motion because this foam roller is keeping me honest about my alignment and pelvic stability. And 2, and that's okay. 1 more. Good, I'm going to put the foot back down. I'm going to bring the right knee up again and I'm going to flex my foot. Now, this is a little more challenging. I'm going to open it to the side and return. So now I'm working my abduction and I'm really challenging my cross-body balance. And 4, I'm trying to keep my left side still. 3, Good, you can see me working across the body. 2. If this shoulder lifts, this hip will definitely dip over. 1 more. Good, if you can, what do? Bring it up. I'm going to turn out and point on this one. Oh, it's so much harder. And 5, I'm really working across my leg. 4, abs are up and in. 3, do you see me go too far? I wiggled a lot. 2, 1 more. Good, I'm going to bend my knee and put my foot down. I'm going to bring my left knee up. I restabilize that right, I flex the foot. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Notice my range of motion really isn't that big, right? I'm working more for stability than I am for huge range across the hip. And 4, abs in. 3, good, use your breath. 2, ooh, do you see me roll? 1 more. Good, again, if that's enough, keep it. Otherwise, point, externally rotate. Open, close, and 5. Good, I'm working through this side. 4, even while I'm keeping stable on the other side. And 3, 2, 1 more. Good, I'm going to put my foot back down. If you were holding tension, wiggle a little, right? If you need to come off the foam roller at this time, do so carefully, okay? Otherwise, let's work a little cross body balance. I'm going to bring my left arm up to the sky and my right knee up to the sky. I'm going to do exactly what I did a moment ago with my tap, except I'm going to add an arm. Inhale, exhale. Good. Remember, if you can't do this, you choose one, the leg or the arm. Now, if this is enough for you, I love this. Otherwise, go ahead, bring the arm all the way down, bring the toe down. Bring the arm all the way down. So you're increasing one range. If this is enough, I love this. Otherwise, what's the next level? Adding the leg. Straight, open. This is obviously more advanced. Straight, open. So you do what you can do. And 2, and 1, and then I'm going to switch. Left knee, right arm. We start with a basic range of motion. Tap, extend to shoulder height. Tap, extend to sky. Good. And then if you want, you've started to extend down to the hip, right? Shoulders broad, abs in. We keep our basic range of motion, whichever that one is for you. And then we start to add. You go full range with the arm first. The leg is heavy, and the pelvis is holding a lot of the stability. So you want to change the arm as the easier movement first. But then if you can, you also change the leg. Shoulders broad, abs in. Notice how much I have to work to maintain my control here. I'm still keeping my pelvis stable. 1 more, even as I'm increasing the work. Good. I'm going to land both feet. I'm going to plant both arms. Right knee tabletop, left knee tabletop. And there's my least stability, right? Now my heavy legs are up, my pelvis is anchoring, trying to control, my upper body is stabilizing. If this is enough, you're keeping this. Otherwise, tap, 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 tap. I like inhale, exhale as you switch, but do what you want, just make sure you're breathing. Remember, if it's too much or you're too unstable, either hold the tabletop or lower to the floor. And 3, 2, good, if this is enough, you keep it. Otherwise, what do? Double leg. Inhale, exhale. Notice my speed changed. My work increased. My speed changed. And 3. I'm working really hard here. 2. 1 more. Now, if that's enough, cool. Maybe you hold tabletop. Maybe you go back to walks or toe taps. Otherwise, scissors. 6, 5. Come on, guys. 4, 3, 2. You can hear the work. 1 more set. And bring it down. I mean, I am warm. My hands are going to go behind my head. Again, if you need to come down, you gently do so. I'm going to just mobilize my shoulder first. So I'm going to let my shoulders open and stretch. You'll see my traps pull up a little bit. Then I'm going to tap. And 3. Good, you're going the distance you can go. 2. 1 more. Now I'm going to find the spot where my shoulders are anchored. So I'm not pulled up and I'm not tucked up, right? I'm staying long, but I've anchored my shoulders down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. Exhale, lower. If you just got really shaky, you're welcome. Exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. Exhale, lower. Notice it's not the range of motion. Exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. Exhale, lower. It's the activation. So if you can see what I'm doing, my pelvis stays still. I lift up to the edge of my shoulder blades as I go. And 2. As I roll down, I try to land my skull in the same place every time. 1 more. Good. If this is enough, rotate. Rotate if you can add. Rotate. Rotate. Notice how hard I'm working to keep my pelvis and thighs still. 1. And lower down. 2 more things to add here, guys. So if just chest lift was enough, that's great. You're going to repeat that exercise. Otherwise, we're going to combine the previous opposite single leg with our chest lift. It's super good and it's kind of hard. Right knee, left arm. On your exhale, chest lift up. On your inhale, lower down. Right? I'm really working for crossbody stability and abdominals. Again, if this is enough for you, great. Otherwise, straight. Good. It increases the work. It increases the challenge. Good. If this is enough for you, great. Otherwise, last bit. 3, 2, 1. Land, land, land. Ha. Again, if you need to stay with chest lift, you do. Otherwise, left knee, right arm. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Good. I'm working across the body for stability, even while I'm working through the abs for flexion. Then what do? Straighten the leg if you can. And we have 3 there. 2. Gets a little harder when you add the extension. Final 1, if you can add full extension of the hip, flexion of the hip, flexion of the chest. And 2. And 1. Land the foot, hand, head. Great. If you need to stay like this and stay completely still for hundreds, you do. Otherwise, hands up, abs in, chest lift up. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember, if you need to stay head down, that's fine. You're already working, right? Good. We're breathing. Good. If you can, it's inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. We're halfway there. 1, work harder, lift the heels. Squeeze through the midsection. 3 more sets. Hips down, 2. Stretch those arms, 1 more set. And down we go. It always feels so good to do hundreds on here. Okay, you're not going to go very far, but let's finish with some bridge. Hips, hands, stable. On our exhale, if you can articulate, please do. Otherwise, hinge. Roll the pelvis up. Really try to feel that foam roller, right? Inhale, hold. Exhale, I'm going to really try to roll through the lumbar, through the thoracic, then through the lumbar, then through the sacrum, and I'm going to land, right? Inhale on the bottom. Exhale, I'm going to peel the pelvis up. Imprint the lumbar, then peel it up, rolling up the thoracic. On top again, I'm not popping. I'm trying to stay tight and long. Exhale, roll down. Remember, if you're hinging, that is fine as well. 2 more. Inhale on the bottom. Notice if you're able to land in the same place every time. If you feel your spine shifting off to one side, that means your hips are lifting unevenly. So as you lower down, reach for the spine to roll right down the middle of the lumbar, right down the middle of the sacrum, right? 1 more. That way you're going to start correcting some of your imbalances. Nice inhale. Exhale. I'm rolling down. I'm really reaching down my right side because that's the side I want to roll away from right now. Beautiful. Now, if you know how to sit all the way up like a roll up, you can. I'm going to awkwardly flop to the side. You probably might as well. And lie flat for a second. Should feel nice and long. You want to stretch your spine in opposition. So maybe you hug and rock. Maybe you do a cat-cow or a child's pose. But whatever you do, I hope you enjoyed your Lengthwise Foam Roller 101 workout. See you next time.